Let's get into Manchester United a little bit more because, of course, Ruben Amorim also coming under the spotlight. What did you make of his tactics and how his side went about things last night?
Shocking, Joe. I thought they were terrible. They were so bad. And in the end, Tottenham just decided to defend. It was one of the worst. I think it is actually probably the worst Manchester United final performance I've ever seen. They were absolutely awful. None of them had anything about them. The manager, inept of ideas, didn't know how to change it, didn't know how to affect the game, made subs too late, and not one player on that pitch. Maybe Maguire done okay, Diallo in the first half done all right. But come on, a European final and you're putting a performance like that at Manchester United. Some of these players are on 350 grand a week. Unbelievable, the performance they put in.
Yeah, because, I mean, from a player's perspective, how much responsibility do they have to take for simply just not turning up in a final?
Yeah. Look, obviously it's on the players as well. But if you're playing in a system that don't work, and you're playing in a system that just doesn't work for this team, Bruno Fernandes has been their only decent player this season, really. Played him centre midfield. So he's having to run around everywhere. That's not where you want Bruno Fernandes. You want Bruno Fernandes at the high end of the pitch, getting in pockets and making key passes. Bruno Fernandes, he's getting the ball off the keeper. He's getting the ball off the back four. You don't want to do that. That's not his game. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. When I see Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro in midfield, I'm thinking, what a touch. Because they've just completely stifled Bruno Fernandes' game. He is not a centre midfield player. He's never been a centre midfield player. He's a good player, can play anywhere. He's a great player when you play him in the right position. Play him as a number 10, that's where he affects the game. I couldn't believe what they were doing, Man United, and they were absolutely shocking all over the park. Every single one of them should have been ashamed of themselves of the performance they put in. It was terrible.
And, I mean, we've heard from Amorim saying he would walk away if the club didn't want him.
He should walk.
Yeah, well,
he should walk.
He does seem to have the backing of the board, though. So what would it take for that to change, given their league position, given the fact they've just lost in this final?
Well, it ain't going to take long. We'll see what happens in pre-season. The only saving grace that he's got is he didn't want the job until the end of the season. He wanted to come in now because he knew what he had to deal with. He knew he has a system. He's very bullish. I'm staying with this. I'll stick with it. They ain't got the players to play that system. I don't think they're ever going to have the players to play that system. I don't think it works at a massive football club like Man United, that formation. I don't. And listen, he should walk because he ain't the right man for the job. He's not the right man for the job. And the performances he's put in since he's come there have been shocking. He nearly saved their season by crawling their way to a Europa League final. But then you put in that performance in a Europa League final, you've got to look at it as a manager and go, this is nowhere near good enough. The players are not obviously, they can't take on board what I want to do. He should walk, but no one walks anymore because there's too much money on offer. So he's not going to walk, and pride from himself, he'll believe that he can try and turn it around. I don't see any positives.
Does he deserve a window to see if he can bring in some players, turn things around?
Who are they going to bring in? Who's going to join Man United? They're 16th in the table. They've got no European football. And everyone knows that the club is cost-cutting, the wages, they're getting rid of everyone. Jim Ratcliffe's just like a fire sale. Everyone's up for sale. Who actually is going to want to join Man United and really take that club? All right, Cunha, he's a really good player. I like him. You're getting him from Wolves. I'm talking about players who are going to make a massive difference. You need 6 or 7, not 1 or 2. That football club is in a disarray. So that's the problem I've got. You give them a window. Are they really going to change? There's more problems there at Man United than just what's on the football pitch. There's so many things wrong there.
Yeah, OK, finally, Jamie, we saw some pretty exuberant celebrations from yourself on social media. Rumours around that you've pulled a muscle. Any truth that you're out for tonight's show?
I'm done with neck, Joe. I'm really struggling. I've pulled my neck. I can't move. I've got to move. I'm moving like an old man. I'm going to try and make the parade tomorrow. But I tell you what, it was worth every moment. I can't believe I got my top off on camera. It's a ridiculous movement from me, but it is what it is. Spurs are back. We're in the Champions League. And Arsenal, they can stick it to you.
Jamie, rest up. Hope that neck gets better. Enjoy the celebrations. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.